up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. Firstly, Sadio Mane is on Barcelona's red alert. He has 1 year left on his contract. He's not in contract renewal talks with Liverpool, and also Liverpool have already signed the replacement for him in Luis Diaz in January. And right now, Sadio Mane is on the radar of top European clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid, and also Bayern Munich. But for now, Barcelona want to focus on free agents. They want to bring in Franck Kessie and also maybe even Brozovic, but those two midfielders are very unlikely to happen because they are demanding a lot of money, and also Christensen as well. The club really want him, but he's asking for a lot of money as well. But one free agent who is most likely to be joining Barcelona in the summer is Azpilicueta. Right now, Barcelona are the front runners and 100% will sign Azpilicueta if he does not renew his contract with Chelsea. But until the summer, of course, the contract renewals at Barcelona are the priority. Ronald Araujo and Pablo Gave are the two players right now that the club are 110% focused on and also confident of renewing as well. And apparently Roberto is not too happy about that. He wants his contract renewed, but right now the club are not talking to him because the priorities are Araujo and Gavi. And lastly, we have some more details about the Spotify deal at Barcelona for the men's team, the women's team, and also the new name for the Camp Nou has been leaked as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 300 likes in this video. It'd be very much appreciated. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 24 hours. The first player that we've been linked with is Sadio Mane from Liverpool. Goal España came out saying that Sadio Mane would be open to leaving Liverpool if Barcelona or Real Madrid came calling for him in the summer. Now, Mane's contract at Liverpool expires next summer in June 2023, so I'd say the summer is probably valued at around 70 to 60 million euros, somewhere around there. And of course, Liverpool bought Luis Diaz in January for around 40 million euros, you know, the Colombian winger, kind of as a replacement for Mane and or Salah, who both contracts are expiring very, very soon. I think Barcelona will not be pursuing Mane. I think him coming to La Liga, it won't work. I think Mane is a good player, but I don't think he's that good to play in different leagues. I think he's suited for the Premier League. I think if he comes to La Liga, there'll be too much pressure. I don't think he'll adapt. And also for me, I don't think he'll work in the system. We already have the proper wingers that Xavi wants in the system, you know, like an Ndaba Traore, Ferran Torres. I don't think, you know, of course the money that would cost for Mane as well wouldn't be a good investment for Barcelona. So wait and see. I doubt this will happen unless maybe for free next summer. That could be a possibility for sure. But for actual transfer fee, I don't see this happening. Now, a player who could have joined Barcelona in the summer on a free deal is Franck Kessie, but now that deal is looking very unlikely. I know a lot of you guys want Franck Kessie to come to Barcelona, but looks like it won't happen. Sport came out saying that except for an unexpected twist, Barcelona will not sign Franck Kessie. The economic demands of the player are too high for a player that will not be a key player in the team. Kessie has rejected a proposal of 5 million euros net per season from AC Milan. So it looks like Franck Kessie is not going to be coming to Barcelona. Again, like all the other players we've been talking about, Rudiger, Christensen, he's asking for too much money, which you can understand. He's a free agent. I don't blame him whatsoever, but that's why Barcelona will not be, you know, pursuing Franck Kessie anymore. And also Fabrizio Romano came out saying that nothing has been agreed or closed between Barcelona and Franck Kessie yet. Just normal approaches. No official offer has been made quite yet. And Inter are still confident of extending Brozovic's contract. Barcelona will decide free agents in the coming weeks and months. So right now, Barcelona are kind of just talking to every free agent that would fit the system. Kessie, Brozovic, Christensen, Azpilicueta, all the free agents that are available. They're just kind of, you know, tying them out right now. They're starting to pursue players probably around March and April time. But Franck Kessie, with the demands that he's going through according to the media, he wants around 10 million euros per season. That's a bit out of Barcelona's budget despite him being a free agent. So we'll have to wait and see. But as of this moment, Franck Kessie signing at Barcelona is very unlikely. But I think we can all agree that Barcelona's, you know, priority in the free agent market is on Andreas Christensen and Azpilicueta. The Chelsea duo will be out of contract in the summer. And firstly, on Christensen, Romano came out saying that Borussia Dortmund wanted Andreas Christensen, but his salary was way too high for them. He's still on the list for Barcelona and Bayern Munich. They are in talks with the Danish defender since January. So apparently we've been talking to Christensen since January. His wages are going to be too high. I can't see this deal happening unless he brings down his demands. I think Christensen is a great center back. You know, he's 25 right now, turning 26 in April. Still very young, entering the prime of his career. Bringing him in on a free agent deal would be absolutely fantastic. But demands are too high. Borussia Dortmund wanted him. They said he was too much money. They went for Sule, but now Bayern Munich may end up paying that money because they lost Sule. But Barcelona want to be really conservative with their money because, of course, main objective is Erling Haaland. We want to get him, spend all of our money on him. So I think a deal for Christensen right now is very unlikely unless, of course, he lowers his demand. But the other Chelsea center back who is very likely to join Barcelona is Cesar Azpilicueta. Romano came out saying that Azpilicueta has an official offer on the table from Barcelona. He is really attracted. The player hasn't informed Chelsea of his final decision quite yet, but Barcelona are front runners and confident in signing him. So I've said this 1,000 times, I'll say it one more time. If Azpilicueta does not renew with Chelsea, I think he's joining Barcelona. Of course, Chelsea, the club, is life. He's been there forever now. Actually, he came out doing a quote for the Club World Cup. He came out talking about his future, saying, I'm not going to speak about my future right now. I arrived in London in 2012 without kids. My kids were born there. You know how I feel about Chelsea, but I'm not going to be commenting on my future at this moment. So again, Azpilicueta leaving the door open. If he does not renew with Chelsea, I think he's set in stone to join Barcelona. We'll have to wait and see. I think him coming to Barcelona 1 or 2 years, it's completely fine to move out long, let Titi have that quick replacement come in, can play center back, left back, right back. Spanish, of course, will integrate nicely in the team. Wouldn't mind it. Lower wages, so we'll have to wait and see. But right now, Barcelona are the front runners to sign Azpilicueta if he does not renew his contract with Chelsea. Also, a part of the defense is, of course, the goalkeeper position as well, and we have been linked with a goalkeeper, and it's Luis Maximano from Granada, the Portuguese goalkeeper, coming in from Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo, and he came out saying that Maximiano from Granada is on Barcelona's radar. The club likes him as a possible replacement for Neto, and Ramon Planes scouted him a few times, and the reports are still valid. So, of course, he moved from, I think, Sporting to Granada in the summer. We were linked with him while he was still at Sporting. I've seen, some reports about him, like from, the media. I've seen some other, Barcelona fan accounts tweeting about him as well, saying he's doing very well for Granada. He only concedes, very important goals, like, impossible saves. He's been doing very well. I think if he's cheap, why not? Young, come in, but then you want to trust Iñaki Peña or Anar Tenez, you let them go out on loan. We'll have to wait and see, but there will be some tinkering in the goalkeeper department in the summer for sure. Neto, 99% going to leave, and Iñaki Peña is going to come back on loan. You still have Arnau Tenez. What do? Do you loan out the two young goalkeepers, bring in, Maximiano come in? We'll have to wait and see what the club decide. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, on the contract renewal of both Ronaldo Araujo and Pablo Gavi. Now, the fact that we're getting more rumors about this for me is good news. So we're getting rumors about this every single day because the club want to renew their contracts. Sport came out saying that both Araujo and Gavi have given their word to Xavi that they will renew their contracts at Barcelona. There is no concerns. Negotiations continue and it's well advanced. Both are expected to renew their contracts until June 2027, and both are going to be having the €1 billion release clause. We hear about this a lot from the club. Talk. Let's hope they can get it done. They want to complete it by the end of February, which I think is going to be very difficult. It's possible, but it's going to be very difficult. We have some more specific news on Araujo as well. Sport came out saying the position of Barcelona and Araujo began very far apart, but slowly but surely they have come closer as both parties have made concessions. Some fringes are yet to be polished, but Araujo wants to make a career at Barcelona. Like I've said, I don't want to repeat myself too much. The club have to do this. They cannot mess this up. Like, with them already messing Dembele, only renewing Ansu and Pedri. I keep bringing up the same point, but it's still valid. The club are not doing too well with renewals. They have to do this as soon as possible. A lot of European clubs are offering triple the money to Araujo and Gavi, and if they can't reach an agreement with Barcelona, they'll have no problem going to other clubs. So we'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell. The club want to try and complete this by the end of February, which I think is going to be very difficult. It's possible, but very difficult. Let's hope they can do so and get these two players on brand new contracts as soon as possible. And the final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Sergi Roberto, who of course is not a priority right now, and he feels that as well. Candacer came out saying that Barcelona are taking a long time to talk to Roberto about his contract renewal. Roberto's entourage has the feeling that Barcelona do not want to renew him, and they are pessimistic about the contract renewal, and they will insist this week on having a meeting. So Barcelona and Roberto, taking a little bit of a return over the past 24 hours. Roberto saying, look, I want to renew my contract. Barcelona like, yeah, we'll talk to you in a bit. We're trying to focus right now on Araujo and Gavi. We'll come back to you in a bit. And Roberto's like, well, come back to me in a bit. I've been here for 10 years. Fourth captain. Let's talk. We've already, got some of the groundwork done back in September. So Roberto right now, not too happy about Barcelona not talking to him. But Barcelona, again, he's not the priority. And also Gabriel Sanz from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Sergio Roberto is convinced that the renewal looks complicated. The contacts have once again suffered an unexpected slowdown, and Roberto's surroundings, again his entourage, say there is no will from Barcelona to sit down and talk about the renewal. So Barcelona have no intention right now to sit down with Roberto. Their priority right now, as we all expect, is Araujo and Gavi, and rightly so. But now Roberto feeling a bit sad, a bit left out. We'll have to wait and see. I think it's still at 50-50 for Roberto. I think the club want to keep him, or Xavi wants him as well as a squad player. Though Roberto wants to be a starter, he's probably gonna leave, but he wants to accept that squad player role, come in, start some games, go to the bench some games. I think he'll end up renewing, and of course he has to take a wage cut. No way in hell he's staying on 200k a week. That has to come down to at least 80, I'd say, or maybe 90 plus variables. Will Roberto accept that? With him being a free agent, he can go to any club in the world, get a big sign-on bonus, and earn more. But we're not hearing any clubs, rumored to be interested in Roberto. We heard like Inter Milan at the beginning of the window, but that wasn't concrete. There's not really any clubs interested in Roberto on a free deal, but we'll have to wait and see. But right now, Roberto, of course, is not the priority, and he feels affected by that. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 24 hours. Firstly, more updates about the departure of Barcelona CEO Fernando Roberto. This is coming in from Mundo Deportivo. They came out saying that Roberto wanted to sell part of the club, not necessarily 49%, but maybe 20 to 30% of the club, and still controlled by the associates, much like Bayern Munich. This would have obviously gone through a debate in the assembly as well, and Juan Laporta was against this. So apparently, Mr. CEO Fernando Roberto wanted to sell part of Barcelona to get some straight cash in there, but not sell everything to still have control. I think Bayern Munich, they sold 49%, and their 51% is still owned by the fans. So in the end, they still make the big and final decisions. But Laporta was 100% against this. I think during his campaign, he said like a bunch of times, 100% we're not going to sell any stakes of the club. So him selling it, he looked like quite a bit of a hypocrite. And also, Laporta and Roberto disagreed on many topics. Firstly, signing Ferran Torres. Laporta wanted to strengthen the team, but Roberto considered unnecessary. The CVC deal, which led Messi's departure, Laporta would have agreed to it on better terms. And also, again, like we just talked about, the club's model. So from when Ferran Roberto came in to now, everything has been going against him, and that's kind of what kicked him out. Of course, no beef, no dramas between Roberto and Laporta. They just had different opinions and different views on the club. So if Roberto, for example, was the president, we would have signed the CVC deal. Messi would have stayed. We would have sold a lot of the percent of the club. We wouldn't have signed Ferran Torres. The club would look a lot different than it does right now. But in the end, Juan Laporta is the president, and he does make the final decisions. Now, also, Ferran Roberto was also against the signing of Adama Traore, but of course, that deal has gone through, and there is a lot of positives about that deal. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that Adama Traore has already agreed a 5-year pre-contract if Barcelona execute the 30 million buy option. Adama dreams of continuing at Barcelona, and the plan is to continue with him, but it depends on his performances. I've been saying this for a month. Watch out for the Trincao Adama Traore swap deal. The club don't want to spend 30 million on Adama. I can categorically 100% tell you that the club will not spend that much unless he gets double figures in goals and assists from now to the end of the season, which I don't think will happen. I think the club want to keep him but not spend the money, because of course all the money wants to go towards Erling Haaland, plus the remainder of that money on defensive reinforcements, Jose Gaya, Grimaldo, center back, goalkeeper, right back, whoever it may be. So Adama, Trincao swap deal for me is the most viable way to see Adama being, a permanent Barcelona signing. So we'll have to wait and see. It depends on his performances. The club right now are planning on keeping him, but if he performs, badly from now until the end of the season, they won't sign him. He had 1 game, 1 assist, 1 fantastic man-of-the-match performance. So if he keeps this going, we'll end up, purchasing him. But the big question is, if we do end up purchasing him, how will it happen? Swap deal, another loan, straight buy. We'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell. But again, it depends on the performances of Adama Traore. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys more details about the Spotify sponsorship deal that's coming to Barcelona. Of course, as of right now, it's not official, but it is on the verge of being official. Firstly, coming in from Sport, they came out saying that Spotify will only sponsor the back of Barcelona's training kit. The front of the kit of both the men's and the women's team will be sponsored by another company. So of course, currently on the jersey you have Rakuten, and then you have UNICEF on the back. So Spotify will be on the back of the training kit, but there is still room for another company, which of course means more money for Barcelona. Now, Rack 1 came out saying that Barcelona and Spotify have already agreed on the amounts of the title rights for the more than 3 years, and the figure will of course increase considerably when Espai Barca is complete, and the official name will be Spotify Camp Nou. So it won't be Camp Nou Spotify, it'll be Spotify Camp Nou. That is the new name of our home for at least the next 3 years. And of course, when Espai Barca is complete, the price of that title right is going to go up, I think, by 15 million euros, something crazy like that. So for now, for the next 3 years, our new home will be the Spotify Camp Nou. And lastly, Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Spotify will only pay around 5 million euros per season for the title right of the Camp Nou for right now. But of course, the amount will increase when Espai Barca is complete. And also, Barcelona are expected to play an entire season at another stadium. I think the Catalan Stadium. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not going to try and attempt it. So as we all know, when it goes under reconstruction, we're going to have to leave the Camp Nou for one season. The question is, will that stadium be called, blah, 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 Spotify or not? That's going to be the big question. Most likely, Spotify will take a year off and not be called, Spotify Camp Nou and save 5 million euros. And of course, when Espai Barca is complete, apparently that 5 million euros will go up to 20 million euros. My God, imagine that, getting 80 million euros just by calling the Camp Nou Spotify Camp Nou. Absolutely fantastic business from Barcelona, but of course, we're not done yet. We need a sleeve sponsorship and of course, the front of the training kit as well. So we have 93.3 million euros coming in from Spotify. We still need the training kit sponsor and also the sleeve sponsor for the first team as well. So we're not done yet, but we got the majority big part of it, and that is Spotify will be the sponsor for Barcelona for at least the next 3 seasons. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 24 hours. So if you guys enjoyed this video, if you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to know firstly about Sadio Mane possibly coming to Barcelona. Would you pay a transfer fee for him in the summer if we don't get Erling Haaland? When, how much would you pay? 60 million, 70 million euros, and of course keeping in mind that his contract expires next summer. Secondly, on Azpilicueta and Andres Christensen, do you think these two players will be coming to Barcelona on a free deal? One of them, both of them, or neither of them? And lastly, on the contract renewals, of course, of the priorities, Pablo Gavi and Ronaldo Araujo, do you think they'll get completed by the end of this month, which of course is Barcelona's deadline? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.